How's everybody doing out there today? It's Nicky D, and welcome back to the Nicky D channel. Today, we're going to be doing my top 10 scariest WWE match types. There's always a stipulation added to any rivalry that continues to blow out of proportion. And this video, we're going to be talking about the top 10 scariest. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when I drop my next video. Let's get to it. Ladder match. Ladder matches have always been very dangerous and violent. The best ladder match, in my opinion, was the triple threat ladder match at WrestleMania 2000 between Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudley Boys. But Joey Mercury has taken a ladder to the face that needed stitches in 2005, 2006. And in 2007, Jeff Hardy took Edge out of commission in the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania when he hit a leg drop on Edge that drove him through a ladder. These ladder matches have always been dangerous because of the high-flying octane offense it allows, but it's a lot higher when you jump off the top of a ladder compared to the top rope. And not to mention, if you grab the ladder, you could start using it as a weapon and hit your opponent, which makes it even more dangerous. So, ladder matches, very dangerous, are on this list. Number 9, Elimination Chamber matches. We have an Elimination Chamber match, at least one every year, and this match is violent. The ring surrounded by a cage that runs 2 tons of steel around it. 2 people start in the match, and every 4 or 5 minutes, another pod opens up until all 6 participants are in the match, and you're pinned, submitted, you're eliminated. Last person left standing is the winner. And this match has seen a lot of very dangerous spots. We've seen faces grinded up against the steel every year. The outside of the ring is steel plated, so if you throw your opponent off the top rope, they're going right into that steel plate outside the ring. We've seen superstars get speared through the plexiglass, and another example of how violent this match is. Number 8, ambulance match. An ambulance match is pretty simple. 2 men start out in the ring, and it spills up to the out of the ring, and they got to go up the entranceway. And the first person to throw the other person in the back of the ambulance and closes the door is the winner. We've seen a few ambulance matches throughout the year. Shane and Kane was in one. John Cena and Kane was in one. And most recently, Roman Reigns took on Braun Strowman in an ambulance match at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view in 2017. In an ambulance match, you can use anything at your disposal to get an edge on your opponent. There's no rules. Weapons are legal. Everything is legal in this match that your brain can come up with. The ambulance match is always a symbol match of the culmination of a feud a lot of times. Very rare in WWE. We have seen a feud throughout the years, and an ambulance match has proven to be very violent. And number 7, the Firefly Funhouse match. And we're going to have some fun with this one. As a big supporter of Bray Wyatt, I love the Firefly Funhouse match. This match started with John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse, and he entered through a door, and after that, he went from dimension to dimension to dimension, probably about 3 or 4 times, until he was in the ring with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt wanted him to hit him in the face with a chair, but when he did, Bray Wyatt disappeared, and the Fiend arrived and laid out John Cena and won the match. That match was a lot of fun to watch, and unfortunately, due to Bray Wyatt's passing, it'll probably be the only Firefly Funhouse match that WWE presents, but at the same token, this Firefly Funhouse match kept people entertained at the beginning of the pandemic. And number 6, Boiler Room match. Mankind in 1996 made the Boiler Room match a thing, and boy was it violent. This match started with Mankind and The Undertaker inside a boiler room, and they used anything and everything they could get their hands on to inflict pain on their opponent. This match ended up going out of the boiler room, through the arena, and finally ended up in the ring. And honestly, this match was probably one of the most violent matches of its era. I'm not going to say it was one of the most violent matches of all time, but looking back at it when it was made in 1996, it was definitely more violent than anything that was coming out with WWE at the time. And because of that, that's what puts this match on this list. It was just brutality by two of the craziest men that WWE had on the books. And number 5, Casket Match. The point of a casket match is two men start out in the ring, and the winner has to throw the loser inside a casket and close the lid. It is really that simple. This match was made famous by The Undertaker, who ended up fighting Yokozuna in the mid-90s in a casket match. He fought Heidenreich at the 2005 Royal Rumble in a casket match. And he also, in 2018, I believe, in Saudi Arabia, he fought Rusev in a casket match. So the casket match has been very in The Undertaker's playground because he's The Undertaker. It's a casket. Put two and two together, it actually equals 4 this time. And boy, were these casket matches terrifying to watch growing up and very, very entertaining. And that's why the casket match is on this list. In at number 4,
Hell in a Cell.
the Hell in a Cell match has also been made famous by The Undertaker. Whether it was the very first Hell in a Cell match where Undertaker took on Shawn Michaels and had the debut of Kane, whether it was Undertaker throwing Mankind up the top of the cell, or even Undertaker versus Edge at SummerSlam of 2008, which honestly was one of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches ever. And the Hell in a Cell, two men start out in the ring, and they are surrounded by a structure of a cage, and with a roof on the cage, and you can leave the ring, you could use weapons. If you could get out of the cell, you could scale to the top and fight up there. This match is really not for the faint of heart. This match takes years off of superstars' careers, and a Hell in a Cell match is the end-all, be-all to a lot of The Undertaker's rivalries. And honestly, a Hell in a Cell match is just that violent. Number 3, the House of Horrors match. Payback 2017. Bray Wyatt took on Randy Orton in a House of Horrors match. And this match started in a house in the middle of nowhere as Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt brawled throughout the house. There was even a spot where Bray Wyatt attempted to throw a refrigerator on a Randy Orton that was laying on the ground. This match was very violent, and probably about 10 to 15 minutes into the match, Bray Wyatt had left the house, got in a car, and started to drive back to the arena, and Randy Orton did the same. Then the pay-per-view went on, and about an hour or so later, they ended up returning to the arena, brawling in the parking lot, taking the match all the way to the ring, where Bray Wyatt would win the match. And honestly, this match was terrifying to watch because at the time, a match like this had never happened before. And let's be honest, a match like this has never happened since. So this match, one of a kind, definitely deserving to be on this list. In at number 2, an eye for an eye match. Another match that was one of a kind and has only happened once. The eye for an eye match, two men start out in the ring, and the only way to win this match is for you to extract one of your opponent's eyeballs out of their head. This was cringe. This was the definition of terror. It didn't take long for Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio to start attempting to gouge at each other's eyes. And every time they tried to remove one of their eyes, you would just cringe. I would not be surprised if this match was so terrifying that viewership went down. Like, the match went on for about 10 to 15 minutes, and Seth Rollins extracted Rey Mysterio's eye by driving him eye first into the corner of the steel steps. After Seth Rollins had won the match, he had thrown up out of disgust, and a lot of people believe that this segment in this scene was played out and faked out, but you can believe what you want. At the end of the day, the visual was still terrifying. And in at number 1, Buried Alive match. There have been 5 Buried Alive matches, all featuring The Undertaker, with his most recent one being coined the Boneyard match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36. This match, two men start out in the ring, and there's a pre-dug hole over at the top of the entranceway. You fight over to the hole. You throw your opponent in the hole. You grab the bulldozer and you fill the hole with dirt to win the match. You literally bury your opponent alive. And for somebody like me that doesn't like tight spaces and is claustrophobic, this match is number 1. Like, these matches were terrifying. Whether The Undertaker was fighting Steve Austin, whether The Undertaker was fighting Mr. McMahon, it didn't matter who The Undertaker was fighting in a Buried Alive match. You knew that you was in for violence and carnage, because you gotta beat your opponent down so badly to be able to bury him alive. And honestly, the Buried Alive match is a match that honestly is the most scariest match type in WWE history. And that was my top 10 scariest WWE match types. What do y'all think of the video? Let me know down in the comment section below. And hey, if you could think of a scary match type that deserves to be on this list, do the same thing. Other than that, like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified of when I post my next video. And it really helps the channel grow. So every subscriber I get is a nice big heart. And I thank all of y'all for loving my content. Other than that, I'm been your host, Nikki D. And all of y'all beautiful people, have yourself a wonderful day. Bye, y'all.